This video will be related to higher self, human higher self, or I don't know how to say. And as always, in the beginning, there's a sound. I love it. So, higher self. I was always thinking about what does it mean, higher self, human higher self. Many people say higher self, higher self, higher self. And then I was doing this video you can watch about Aaron's channeling with Aaron civilization, and the being that went through, he channeled through another being which was the higher self of a person that was sitting there, and the higher self was a young boy of this person. And the only thing I come aware of the first time I came in contact with the higher self was that he is absolutely full with joy. No thoughts as such as we understand thoughts to be. It's like I'm right now thinking what to say, and maybe in a few moments I will be speaking by autopilot. It's not like I'm thinking what should I do. They have completely no thoughts at all. They have these feelings, only these higher feelings, these feelings. And the boy was always with joy, always with happiness, always with joy. And the boy said, you can say to me, tell him. He didn't say tell him. He was like, just don't worry about anything. Don't worry about anything. The interpretation was that don't worry about whether you have $3 or $4 more, $3 or $5 less, whether you have a situation that is good, whether you have a situation that, just don't worry about it. Don't worry. And he was constantly laughing. He was constantly not laughing like ho ho ho. He was laughing like with joy, with love, with peace, with happiness, happiness, joy of happiness, laughing of happiness. And he was in crystal clear colors. And comparing to other channeling times that I had, I can see him. I could see him. I was seeing him. Crystal clear. And I was hearing him perfectly, without any interpretation. I was hearing his voice, and the environment which he had around him was very beautiful. And he was younger than the person that was sitting, maybe 10 years younger, maybe 12 years younger. He was a boy, young boy, and he had 2 pets around him that he was playing with. And the next time I came in contact with another higher self was when the channeling opened to me, just people out of nowhere started to write me, started to ask me questions, started to come to see these channelings. I feel like it's you have these guides. These guides help you, and these guides came in contact with the persons around you, or persons that really need the things you can say to them, so they navigate them by accident that you came here. And I feel that this is happening constantly. So if just a person out of nowhere writes to me, comes to me, I say, yeah, don't thank me for saying you something. Thank your guides, your angels, your spirit teachers, your higher self, whatever, to navigate you through this to this point. It's not me, it's you. Thank yourself. And there was another girl wrote it to me, and she was in you can say in depression. She was, school problems, problems with social life, problems with family life, maybe a combination of all of this. And she said she needs some help. I mean, not like help me in doing something, but like advice or information, and then suddenly entity came, and I say, okay, everything that I will say to you, don't think that it's me in person, Mattis, that says to you. Leave it as, for this conversation, that's somebody else that's saying to you, because I don't want to take not responsibility, but he would think that it's me that's saying this information that will be carried on. He will look at me different. I say, don't change my thoughts about me, because I am who I am, and in this period of this channeling session, look at me as that suddenly this is a completely different person. And she said, okay. Then we went through this channeling, and the thing was that she asks some questions and she receives answers, and she was like, whoa, how do you know? And like another time, like 5 minutes later, the same thing happened, and she said, well, how do you know that? And the person said, well, basically all this information is written in your energy field, and I see this human body, and there is a huge energy field around him. You can read this energy field yourself, but you somehow don't have the ability, but don't do this. You look more into your life and make suggestions from the life, other than reading your energy field. So we just read the energy field for you and tell you the information. She was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then she asked, okay, who is talking now? And then suddenly again, like, basically what I see was no images. Maybe sometimes some images pop up. And then suddenly I see like an explosion of golden light, like coming through a point, like explosion like this. And when I see entities, sometimes I see like a cloud of white around them, and sometimes I see like not a cloud around him, but he is in a world where there is only this light, this color light. And I came familiar with, if you see this light and they are like I don't know, like lines of energy, the same color, golden lights of energy, like exploding out. Like if you look in the sun, you can see the sun, I don't know, shards, or what are these, I don't know, like lines, like shining lines coming out of him. I became familiar that that's really high. That's really high, because these energies are coming out. It's not that he consists of that energy, but he is like shining this energy. He doesn't live from the energy. He shines out this energy. And then was like, suddenly the person appears in my face, golden exploding light all over my head here till here. I felt light. Gold light. It was really strong. I remember this sensation a few times ago when I had this, but it was unmistakable. And then suddenly this person appears in front, and I look at him. Hey, that's me. That's me. The same me, sitting in lotus posture, sitting like this, and laughing, constantly laughing. Like, there are images of Buddha sitting on a lotus flower and meditating, and it was the same picture. He was on lotus, golden exploding light. There was something above the head here, and he was laughing, and he didn't say anything. He was constantly not laughing. He was happy, constantly happy. He was constantly happy, like sometimes I laugh. And then the information came through. Well, I say to the girl, she asked, who are you talking with? I say, it's me. And she didn't understand why me. No, you are talking with me, but I am talking with another me. And she was like, whoa, I don't quite catch up, but I said, okay, Mattis, he will tell you later on, but it's important that we continue channeling. We continue this until we are done. And she said, okay, we carry on, but the information came in me like a second of understanding what it was. There is this higher self for everybody, it can be anything. It can be energy, it can be a personality, it can be a soul, it can be a mountain, it can be a river. It's only the energy is how the mind translates you this image. And the understanding of this higher self was that I wouldn't say it's my higher self. I would just, and the golden aura is not my golden aura. It's his golden aura. It's what I see. I have no definition that that's my higher self, and that's that. I have no definition. But what appeared was myself, like what I look like, in golden lights, golden shining, bursting lights, and dots and lines, and came through this information, understanding. He is what is real. He is what makes this reality. He is what makes this dream. You, which is me, is just a small dot, a small glimpse of energy from him to recognize the dream that he's making, and to fully, you can say, enter this dream, fully be this dream that he's making, to be this, in this dream, in this world that he's making. And then came another information with the same piece of second, that sometimes you feel that life is talking with you, that life itself is talking to you, giving you messages, giving you information, giving you understandings, like, you know, I wonder, I want to know a question, for example. I have a question and I want to know the answer. Should I do this or should I not? You just ask yourself this question, and life will answer you for you in many different ways that will make you believe and understand that this is the right thing. And you see these angel numbers, you see many things that you feel that life is trying to talk to you. And basically this is this higher self that's trying to talk to you. Of course, it can also be angels and your spirit guides that also take over this conversation. But this is another thing that he's trying to talk to you. And another thing which I really understand was that if you become in contact with him, if you understand the true being of this higher self, you can say this Buddha, this whatever, if you understand the true being of himself, true essence of him, you become the true essence of him. You become the true being of him. You become the nature of him. And when you become the nature of him, you can manifest, you can be, you can wish, you can have anything that you wish to be, have, or want to experience. Now these main informations that came in the second was like, whoa, that was really mind-blowing. Another thing is that so much information come through these channelings. I have not done like lots of channelings. I have done many, but not like a book of like 1,000 DVDs, like 1,000. They can make a museum. But every time the channeling happens, really much information comes through, and sometimes I'm not ready to understand, ready to take this information, because I don't know, my mind, my psychic mind, my ability to manage this information is not that high. So when the information comes and gets really strong, I just pause myself, let it flow, don't take it too deeply. Now this is the text about the higher self, and I will carry on a little bit what happened some weeks ago, not weeks, but moments later. Was after this channeling, the girl was extremely happy. He was extremely joyful. She was like, wow, I'm like, thank you very much, million thank you, I'm very happy, and you really opened something. It was basically the information that was coming through, not the information that I told you right now. It was the information that you can say the golden higher self wanted to help her in navigation, in understandings, in questions and answers. And then I was like sitting like a few hours later, a few moments later, and I was sitting like, whoa, this is so exciting. I remember this higher self. he taught me in a few seconds how the computers work. He taught me how to do programming. I'm a programmer. He taught me many things about how to fix many things, and with instant. And I was like, then in those times I was like, whoa, it's really happening. But then I became familiar that it was he that sent me this information, because this energy was matching of the energy that when it happened, when I received this information, the energy was the same. And then I was like sitting like this, and suddenly like everything is gold and gone. I was like, whoa, and my head started spinning. There was a burst of energy just came through, and then I was like, okay, enough channeling for a week. I have to manage this energy. Like, I was like, woo, and then I went sleeping, and then 3 or 5 days I was like, sometimes right now I also feel overboosted with energies, because I feel that my body cannot take that much energy, because I'm doing the channeling in consciously. Because if I was going out of the body, going through different planes, different worlds, I believe the energy body would have no problem of understanding this information, and he comes back with the knowledge and with understanding. But once this understanding happens within my body, while I'm consciously, the energy, the information is energy, and the information energy is very strong, and when it comes through, you can burst your body with high energy. And this is what happens many times when we do channeling. You can see many people come here, and I see, okay, they are not ready for the information that strong. We can do the channeling, but only very weak and for a very short moment of time. Few questions, few answers, and that's it. There come, of course, people that are ready for this, and they have these questions, and sometimes I say myself, okay, it's too much for me, I don't want to go in deeper in these questions. Then this entity says, okay, we just leave it informationally, that it's like this and this and this, and it's approximately like this, and this. And the information comes to me, we don't go deeper because you are not ready. And I say, okay, thank you very much for understanding this. And the person was there, still the answer was satisfying, but after the channeling I said, there was lots of more information coming through, and I would like to share it with you after the channeling. And that's my story about the higher self. And have to tell you that the higher selves don't appear that much in my channeling. They have appeared like 3 times, if